Hello, welcome back. So for today, we're going to be talking about how to create your own bootable flash drive, partitioning your PC, reformatting your PC, installing the necessary operating system, and the BIOS. So, you might ask yourself, what is a bootable flash drive? So let me explain. A bootable flash drive is any flash drive with the necessary files for booting up your PC and the operating system. Now, formatting your PC and partitioning your PC typically means installing a new operating system or upgrading your existing one. First of all, you're gonna need the necessary tools, materials, or files to create your own bootable flash drive. Now, what are the tools and the materials? First, you're gonna need the flash drive. Now, I would recommend 8 to 16 gigabyte flash drive storage because operating systems have typically around 4 gigabytes and up. So, installing a operating system on 8 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes is typically enough storage, more than enough, so you can be safe. Now the second one you're gonna need is the operating system file. Now downloading an operating system file is typically easy. You're just gonna search up Microsoft and search through their operating systems, and for this video actually we're gonna use the Windows 7 to make an example of how to install it on your PC. The third one is a third-party app, just like Rufus or any other ones that can partition your flash drive, safely allocate the operating system to your flash drive, fix the file systems, and any other things that you might need. So, now you're gonna create your own bootable flash drive. So let's say you prepared all the necessary things you'll need to install it to your PC. First step is to plug or insert your flash drive to an existing USB port on your computer. The second step is opening up Rufus. When you've opened up Rufus, now go to your device, click it, and then find your existing flash drive. Now go to boot selection, select your operating system that you have downloaded from Microsoft, and then the next step is to select the partition scheme. Now, how do you know the partition scheme of your hard drive or your flash drive or what you will need? There are two options, GPT and MBR. Now, to know this, you will have to know the partition scheme of your HDD or SSD for that matter. Now, go to your Windows, search for disk management. Now, right click your disk, existing disk, and then properties, and then volumes, and then you will see the existing partition scheme, MBR or GPT. Now when you've known this, you will need to change the partition scheme to your existing HDD. Now the next step is to go to your file system and then select NTFS. Now FAT32 is not really that common these days, but NTFS is typically the used one, so use NTFS. And then all that I've mentioned, all the boxes, you just gotta leave it on default because it's fine. When you've done that, click on then start, then wait for the progress bar to complete. So the next step is opening up your BIOS system or UEFI. But for today's video, we're just gonna use the simple BIOS system. So first off, you've got to click and hold the delete button or your F2 key. But that depends on your PC. So if that doesn't work, you can search it up on Google. So after you've opened up your BIOS, you have to search through the navigation system of your BIOS, and the keys, depending on the legacy or the instructions, is laid out on the right side hand of your BIOS. So now click on the boot system or boot, and then you can see the list of storage devices that are inserted or that are possibly inserted in your PC. So you will see the removable devices or removable flash drives or drives, the HDD or hard drive disks, internal hard drive disks, or the CD-ROM or the optical disk drives, anything like that. You've got to navigate through the legacy system again, use the legacy keys, and then ultimately put your flash drive or removable devices on the top of the list. So that basically tells the system or your PC to when you're installing the Windows or the operating system that it will first look through the list and then access the first thing on the list, and that will be your flash drive. The final step is installing your Windows operating system to your existing PC. Now, first off is to turn on your PC and then insert your flash drive or your bootable flash drive to your USB port. Now wait for the system to open up, and then you will see a Windows installing menu. So then you will choose your preferred settings like language, keyboard settings, date and time, then click next. And then typically you don't see operating systems you can choose from, like Windows 7 Pro, Windows 7 Ultimate, and then Windows 7 Home Edition. But for now, we're gonna choose the Windows 7 Ultimate. Now, next. And then you will see the list of terms, agreements, and just like the usual part of downloading any file or any application, click the check list and then next. And then the next step is you will choose how to install your Windows 7 operating system to your PC. Now the list of choices are custom, advanced, or upgrade. Now for this tutorial, we're gonna use the custom and advanced so that you can partition your disk drives, so that you can allocate your preferred Windows operating system to the partition that you want. Now, if you see lists of partitions, then you might want to delete all of them. And then if you only see one partition or one drive or one disk, you might want to format it so that all the files in there will be deleted, and then you can safely and properly install your Windows. So now, if you, let's say you've deleted all the partitions, you formatted the disk, just click on the new button, and then you will see megabytes on, and you will see how to partition or properly partition your hard drive to put your operating system into. Now, I prefer for you, or I recommend for you, is to use 18 to 30 gigabyte of allocated space or partition space for your operating system to go into or to install into, so that it will be more than enough space for anything to install, probably drivers and anything like that, application or system settings, system files. So that's it. And then click next. Now after this, wait for your system, wait for your Windows 7 to install. Don't click anything. And then when you're back to the menu again, where you can choose the product key, your name, your password, your preferred time, the network you will be using. In this case, you will be using your home network, so just choose that. And then all the other stuff is for you to choose. Some things I might add, or some tips that I might give you, is when you've properly installed the Windows 7 to your PC, you can unplug or remove the bootable flash drive so that you can never go back to the Windows installer menu again. So you won't have any problems. And the last thing to remember is that you can always search in Google for the file systems like NTFS, FAT32, MBR, GPT, so you're safe. You can always search it up, look it up, or repeat the video if you want to. So there's nothing more I can add. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.